Deborah, a mighty judge and prophetess. In the land of Israel, during a time of turmoil and oppression, there lived a woman named Deborah. She was not just any woman, she was a mighty judge and prophetess, chosen by God to lead his people in a time of crisis. The Israelites had fallen into a cycle of disobedience and suffering, repeatedly turning away from God and facing the consequences of their actions. Yet in their darkest hour, Deborah emerged as a beacon of hope and strength. Deborah held court under a palm tree in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites came to her seeking justice and guidance. She listened to their disputes, settled their conflicts, and spoke the word of the Lord with wisdom and authority. One day, Deborah received a divine message from God. He commanded her to summon Barak, the commander of the Israelite army, and instruct him to gather 10,000 men from the tribes of Naphtali and Zebulun. With this army, they were to confront the oppressive forces of Jabin, the king of Canaan, and his mighty general, Sisera. Barak was hesitant to go into battle without Deborah by his side, for he recognized the presence of God's Spirit upon her. Deborah reassured him, declaring that God would deliver Sisera into their hands, but the honor of victory would go to a woman. With Deborah's encouragement, Barak rallied the troops, and they marched into battle against the formidable army of Sisera. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the Israelites fought with courage and determination, inspired by the faith and leadership of Deborah. As the battle raged on, God fulfilled his promise. He threw Sisera's army into confusion, causing them to flee in panic. Sisera himself fled on foot and sought refuge in the tent of a woman named Jael. Jael welcomed Sisera into her tent, offering him milk to drink and covering him with a blanket. But when he fell asleep, she took a tent peg and drove it through his temple, killing him instantly. Thus, God's word was fulfilled, and victory was achieved through the courage and resourcefulness of two remarkable women, Deborah and Jael. The news of Sisera's demise spread quickly, and the Israelites celebrated their triumph over their oppressors. Deborah composed a song of victory, praising God for his faithfulness and recounting the events of the battle. Under Deborah's leadership, the land of Israel enjoyed peace and prosperity for 40 years. Her legacy endured long after her passing, serving as a testament to the power of faith, courage, and obedience to God. Moral of the story: Deborah's story teaches us about the importance of faithfulness, courage, and obedience to God's call. It reminds us that God can use anyone, regardless of their gender or background, to accomplish his purposes and bring about his victory.